Hey guys, this is an all signs reading about what's happening in your love life. Okay, so if this reading resonates with you, if you like it, please like and or subscribe. I will be pinning the signs in the description box. Okay, and if you're interested in booking a personal reading, feel free to do so. We're going to start off with Aries. What's happening in Aries' love life? Judgment. So a major decision here, Aries, coming into your love life. Let me, I forgot to get my notes out. Don't mind me, Aries. This was a spur of the moment reading. So Aries, you have judgment. So this talks about truths coming to light. This talks about second chances. This talks about accountability. This talks about decisions. So in your love life, there is a major decision happening here. Okay? Something feels like it's being called out. What's happening in Aries' love life? King of Pentacles. Somebody here may actually want to commit to you. Talk about long-term investments. Ace of Wands. But this person hasn't taken, I don't think they've taken action just yet. It feels like they're thinking this, they're feeling this, but they're not taking action just yet. What's the Ace of Wands reverse? Nine of Wands. Somebody feels defeated. Why do they feel defeated? They feel rejected. Either they feel like they're not going to be good enough, or their offer is not going to be accepted, or there's a rejection. There could be a fear of somebody rejecting somebody here. Okay, so I feel, yeah, this person is weighing their options. They're weighing their choices, is what I want to say here. They're afraid to take action. They're afraid of rejection. But somebody here definitely wants to offer something more serious here, Aries. Okay. So let me see. Let's get in their head. Yeah, let's get a T card for this. This person that's towards Aries. This person towards Aries. Dodging bullets, blocking negativity, escaping crazy people, protected by haters. Ignoring, and ain't shit. Then we have fake smiles. So somebody's triggered here, Aries. This person is triggered, but they're acting like they're not triggered. Let's get one more. Screenshot, getting evidence, proof, and facts. And then romantic love affair. Sex fix, secret lover. Oh my God. Moves in silence. So there's a third-party situation. Okay, so this is what's going on. And I'm pretty sure you've already known this, Aries, so this is a confirmation of why somebody here is not taking action, because there is a feeling of somebody trying to reject. Two of Cups. It does feel like a conversation, though. Interesting energies. So overall, Aries, your love life is talking about accountability, major decisions, truths coming to light, and then making these major choices. Okay. Okay, that was Aries. Wow. Let's do Leo. All right, Leo, let's see what's going on in your love life. What's going on with Leo's love life? What's going on with Leo's love life? Nine of Cups. What's going on with Leo's love life? Four of Pentacles. Somebody here is playing it safe, Leo. Someone here is not really opening up just yet, but they want to because they feel like somebody's getting away. So for you, Leo, somebody here has been playing it safe, keeping things very comfortable. And now it feels like somebody's walking away. And because they're walking away, or they're feeling, this person, whoever this is feeling this emotional detachment, like they're turning themselves away. This person wants to come in and say something to prevent them from walking. Okay? Hidden energy is the Judgment. So yeah, you know who else got this? Aries. So it does feel, Leo, that in your love life, somebody has to open up, okay, before it's too late. That's what it feels like. Let's get more for Leo. What's going on with Leo's love life? There's a lot of stress around this. A lot of shame, a lot of stress. Why is the stress here? The Emperor. Because somebody feels like stone cold. You know, somebody here, it feels like they're not even paying attention. It almost feels like someone's blocking someone here. You know, they're being very defensive. What's going on with Leo's love life? What's going on with Leo's love life? High Priestess, somebody here is very mysterious. There could be a silence. Yeah, it's like somebody wants to uncover how someone truly feels. All right, let's get some T cards on this. And it feels like somebody's walking away, like they're just emotionally detaching and they're watching somebody walk, you know? And there's a lot of stress. Fishing for comments. What's going on in Leo's love life? Unfazed. Someone's acting very unbothered. Yeah, they're acting like they don't care. Bad reputation. And we have bankruptcy. Okay. Past due. And then we have hustling and love on the brain. So yeah, it does feel Aries that Aries. Oh, you must be dealing with an Aries. Leo, it does feel someone is kind of, you know, I feel checked out. They're kind of done. You know, like they feel, again, it's like somebody was playing it too comfortable. You know what I mean? It's almost like a little bit selfish. And then the minute somebody decides to walk away or emotionally detach and they feel like the person is getting away, they want to try to figure out, but wait, hold on, you know, like don't leave the door just yet. And I feel like bad reputation has to do with how somebody perceives someone to be maybe selfish, you know? And the connection does feel bankrupt. It does. It's like start over, just let it all go. But someone's still trying to fish for something here. So as if they want to know how somebody feels. So Leo, I feel like in your energy, someone's going to be communicating romantic love affair, sex fix, and secret lover. Aries had this as well. So you could be dealing with an Aries. All right. All right, I'm going to leave that there, Leo, okay? Let's do Sagittarius. All right, Sagittarius, we're going to see what's going on in your love life. What's going on with Sagittarius' love life? Sagittarius' love life, Spirit. First card is the strongest. King of Pentacles, instability. Sagittarius' love life. What's going on with Sagittarius' love life? There's a lot of stress going on here. Knight of Swords in reverse. Queen of Pentacles reverse, Sagittarius. It almost feels like somebody is triggered. Because, look, we have the king and the queen on opposite sides. That's normally husband and wife. So this could be a long-term relationship here. And somebody here wants to say something. They want to say something. They have something to say. It comes from a lot of stress here. And these people are both in their own corners. But somebody wants to say something here. Hidden energy is the Seven of Swords in reverse. So it could be somebody wants to attack somebody based on a truth that they know or found out. You know, or the feeling of someone being very avoidant with information. They want to say something. It's like they don't know what they're going to say, but they're going to say it because they feel like it's a scarcity tactic. You know, why both parties are in their own corner. You see what I'm saying? Five of Swords. It's almost like calling each other out, you know? Eight of Cups, both emotionally disconnected. So in your love life, Sagittarius, I feel like you both might be playing games with each other. I just got calling the kettle, calling something with the kettle black. What's going on with Sagittarius' love life? Empress, what's going on with Sagittarius' love life? Lovers, what's going on with Sagittarius' love life? Wow, look at this explosive energy. Empress, Lovers, Two of Wands reverse, The Tower. Something here is falling apart. For some of you, there is a third-party situation here that gets called out. For some of you, if it's not a romantic third-party situation, it could be family. Somebody here, there is a truth coming out, okay? It's causing destruction. If it must have come out already. If it's not, then it would be coming out. It causes this not knowing of what's going to happen. It could cause a separation. It could cause like splitting of ways. With the Empress and the Lovers being here, somebody could feel like they're in love with somebody else. I mean, it can get that kind of messy, okay? It does feel, though, that Sagittarius, in your love life, I feel like somebody lives a double life, okay? Because this is giving me husband and wife energy, but then I'm also getting somebody on the side. So, all right, let's see what's going on here, Spirit. Let me get the what's the tea. So, yeah, a lot of truth bombs today when it comes to love and relationships. Sagittarius. Sharp tongue. This person has no filter, saying nasty-ish, has a tendency to say very critical things about people. And that kind of gives you that Knight of Swords that I was seeing. We have Virgo energy. What someone does routinely, their responsibilities, their skills, their training, their employment, their job, Sagittarius. Salty, mad, and upset. Yeah, there's some anger here, Sag. And then we have Earth Angel. Someone good and pure with honest intentions, kind-hearted, keeps it real. Yeah, this is giving me a bit of competition. Split personality, acting differently around you and the next person, not feeling like they can be themselves around certain people. And then we have, what is that? Legal issues and bad contracts coming out as well. Yeah, so this is feeling very messy. This is a very messy. I mean, Aries and Leo had third-party energy as well, but this hits a little bit different because, Sag, in this situation, this feels like people that are actually together, you know, but there's a separate life going on too. Oof. All right. One-sided love is hidden. One-sided love. And then we have no money, no talk. Yeah, this feels like in this connection, these people are there for assets. You know? All right. Let's move on to air signs. Let's start with Gemini. All right, Gemini, here we go. Let's see what's going on in your love life. What's going on in Gemini's love life? Queen of Cups in reverse. Somebody's sad. Because somebody here is being very sneaky and avoidant. Somebody here, it's almost like this reminds me of when you hook up with somebody and the next morning they kind of slip out of the bed and then you don't hear from them. You get ghosted, you know? Yeah, look at that. You get ghosted, death card. Yeah, somebody here doesn't feel loved. Look at this, 5 of Cups. Somebody feels very ignored. They don't feel loved by somebody. They feel like this person's lying to them, avoiding them. It's almost like leaving somebody there for dead. That's how it feels. What's going on with Gemini's love life? Strength is coming through. Someone's trying to hold it together. King of Pentacles is in reverse. And then what else? Queen of Swords. Gemini, you're coming out. You're upset. You're upset at this King of Pentacles. You're very upset with this King of Pentacles, okay? And I also have 2 women in this reading as well. 2 of Wands in reverse. Because there's a lack of direction here. So either a plan is not working out or someone's avoiding something here. Some sort of plans are falling through. This woman, right, feminine energy, could be mad at somebody's financial readiness or financial maturity. Because this woman is wanting death. She's wanting change. And there's a sadness here because she feels like someone is not telling the complete truth about something here. Let's get some T cards on this, Spirit. Let's get the T card on the Queen of Cups in reverse. I'm not a happy camper. What is the Queen of Cups in reverse? Hater. Hater is the Queen of Cups in reverse. Wants to knock you down to size. A person that simply cannot be happy for your success. Points out your flaws to make them feel better. Who is that, Jim? Who is that? Let's get the King of Pentacles in reverse. Intelligent. So this person's playing games. And then we have controller. Constantly needing control of people, things, situations, etc. Let's get the Queen of Swords in reverse. Let's get the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords reverse says for the clout. Doing it all for the fame, attention, views, doesn't want to be left alone, and being fake. Yikes, Gemini. What is this? This is giving very shadow energy. What's the Seven of Swords? Split personality. Look at that. The Seven of Swords, the trickster, is being confirmed with the split personality. Acting differently around you and the next person, not feeling like they can be themselves around certain people. So somebody here is playing some like hella games. Okay? Somebody's purposely maneuvering a certain type of way in a means of control. It just feels like there's a lot of falseness here. There really is. Let me see. And we got sharp tongue hidden for Gemini. This person has no filter, saying nasty-ish, has a tendency to say very critical things about people. And then under that, lies being spread for the Gemini. Fake rumors have been going around about you or the situation. All lies, no facts. Somebody is really upset and they're triggered. Because something feels like it's ended. You know what I mean? Something here feels like it is ended and someone's avoiding accountability or avoiding change or something like that. I don't know who's doing this. And how does this relate to your love life? You know what I'm saying? Did you end a relationship? You know? Is it ended? Someone's avoiding accountability here. Anyway, Gemini. This is a very shadow energy. And I say that because Queen of Cups is reversed. King of Pentacles is reversed. Queen of Swords is, everything's reversed. Everything's in their shadow. There's a lot of triggers happening here, Gemini. It could be around financial investments. It could be around imbalanced emotions. It could be projection. Somebody feels like they got to hold it all together. Hold on. What's the Strength card? The Tower. Look at this energy. Something is coming to light here. Look at the Devil energy, Gemini. That's control. Lust, desire. Something here false is breaking apart. Somebody here is being triggered. They're acting in their shadow energy. Lovers. There could be infidelities as well, Gemini. Okay? Lovers is 2. Whatever's going on here, it's all falling apart. Whatever is going on, Gemini, it's going to be different for all of you in your love life. It's falling apart because the truth is coming out. It's going to be breaking up connections, but it's also going to be having people question the direction of their connection. Okay? I don't know. Let me know how that resonates to you. All right. Let's go over to Libra. Libra, let's see what's going on in your love life. What is going on in Libra's love life? What's going on in Libra's love life? What's going on with Libra's love life? Someone's overthinking. What's going on with Libra's love life? Somebody is overthinking about somebody's connection. So I feel like somebody's already involved, Libra. What's going on with Libra's love life? There's something to do with money. It feels like a topic of this is about money, stability, and growth, and the lack of thereof. What's going on with Libra's love life? I also see trying to avoid drama. So if you are dealing with issues in your relationship, Three of Swords, you could be going to therapy, you could be getting advice, you could be trying to listen to one another. It does feel like there was some fighting going on, Libra, and there's a feeling of trying to reconcile. Okay? What was the fight about? Deception. Someone either being very critical, dissatisfied about something, maybe projecting onto that. It does feel like there was a bit of manipulation causing this fight. What's the Three of Swords? Three of Wands reverse. So Three of Swords, Three of Wands. What's the Three of Swords in Libra's love life? Knight of Cups reverse. Somebody could have said something or did something here. You know, yeah, I'm feeling a little bit of gaslighting going on here. What's the Page of Pentacles reverse and the Ace of Pentacles reverse, Spirit? The Four of Pentacles reversed, the Two of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords reversed. This has a lot to do with past problems. You know, whether it has to do with money, physical money and finances, or just holding on to shit from the past. And disappointment is trying to get over the disappointments, because I do see desire here. But I also feel like there's been a lot of anger being tossed around. What's the King of Swords in reverse? Ace of Cups. Yeah, this person's very dissatisfied. This King of Swords, Ace of Cups reverse, Nine of Cups reverse. It's like, where's the love? Where's the compassion? You know, I feel like somebody was in their feelings here. And I do feel, though, with the Hierophant, someone's trying to rectify the connection by following tradition. You know what I mean? Like, getting advice, trying to listen to the advice, trying to understand, go to counseling, do something, because there's some issues possibly from the past that are being brought up. Okay. Let me see. What's the T on this with Libra's love life? Divorce, distorted masculine, having receipts, finessing, smooth talking, persuading, or maneuvering something to your advantage. That gives me that King of Swords in reverse. Having receipts. Someone has been keeping tabs, taking notes on you, and keeping all of your details. Distorted masculine, abuse of power, force, and domination, fear of weakness, competition-driven, inability to praise somebody else. Divorce, broken relationship, lost connection, and severed ties. Yeah. Like Libra, you're coming out over here in an energy. This situation involves someone's partnerships, marriage, business matters, could be enemies depending on the situation. And I do feel like there's pain in this situation. And there's a masculine energy that's very cold, calculated, cold. It's almost like reliving trauma all over again, you know? So maybe something from the past was brought up. Maybe somebody hasn't healed something from the past. Maybe there was infidelities, whatever, right? So I do feel, Libra, in your love life right now, there's a trying to understand and get over or get through some sort of problem, right, with each other, and trying to avoid drama. Oh, I forgot to put the clock for Libra. All right, let's go to Aquarius. What's going on with Aquarius's love life? What's going on with Aquarius's love life? Oh gosh, drama here too. I mean, I feel like every sign is going through this. Five of Cups, Three of Cups in reverse. Somebody feels outcasted, Aquarius. Either from friends or a lover. Somebody feels like they lost out. Like they're no longer either dating somebody or yeah, like they don't have attention anymore. Like they lost faith. Something is not working to the way that they want. Something could have felt short-lived. Somebody's in a big disappointment here, Aquarius. They feel casted out in their love life, okay? What's going on with Aquarius's love life? Page of Wands reversed, the Chariot reversed. What's going on in Aquarius's love life? Page of Pentacles reversed. Yeah. Yep. Queen of Cups reversed. Somebody feels like they're alone, abandoned here. Why is the Page of Wands in reverse in Aquarius's love life? Why is the Page of Wands reversed in Aquarius's love life? Four of Swords reversed. Someone is like not rested with this situation. It's really bugging them. They have trouble sleeping, you know, it's someone's very emotional. What's the Page of Pentacles reversed? Like, I feel like somebody is having a hard time understanding as well. And they keep thinking about something over and over with the Eight of Swords. They're feeling very restricted. They feel, and I don't know if this is you or the other person, Aquarius. We also have the Five of Swords, but it really does feel like something halted here. Somebody got kicked out, let's say, for example, out of the group, you know. They feel isolated. They keep thinking about something over and over and over. They're not understanding from the situation. They're just feeling very shadowed. What's the Chariot reverse in Aquarius's love life? What is the Chariot reverse in Aquarius's love life? Empress in reverse. They're not feeling good about themselves. They're not feeling beautiful. They're not feeling empowered. They're feeling unloved. What's the Star reverse in Aquarius's reading? Page of Cups, exactly. They had a desire, they had a crush, a desire, and they feel like it's never going to happen. Yep, Magician reverse. They feel like something is never going to happen. They feel like they lost out on something. All right, let's get what's the tea on this? What's the Three of Cups in reverse in Aquarius's love life? What is the Three of Cups in reverse in Aquarius's love life? Slacker. Someone who avoids doing work, prioritizes doing nothing, takes shortcuts on the job. So somebody who is being lazy in the connection. Then we have for the clout, doing it all for the fame, attention, views, doesn't want to be left alone and being fake. Yeah, Three of Cups in reverse. Let's get more on the Three of Cups reverse. And then we have Aquarius coming right out. One, social groups, friendships, personal affiliations, and social life. So there's definitely a disconnection around the people that you would think would support you. I feel somebody feels casted out of a connection here. Okay. Let's get that Empress in reverse with the Chariot in reverse. Always partying and playing games. Chilling. Being really comfortable in life, not wanting to do the most, at ease and at peace with the world. And then we have copying your style. Someone likes how you dress, talk, look, etc. so much that they try to act like you. So this could be more about like friendships or sisterhood than really about, unless romantically was a third party in the feeling of competing, but somebody feels like they lost out. You know what I mean? But yeah, I really do feel like somebody here they can't stop thinking about the lack of gain, the lack of effort. You know, they're not learning, they're having trouble learning from this situation. And I feel like it's affecting someone's view of themselves. Okay. All right. So Aquarius, in your love life, right? We're dealing with Empress, Chariot, and Magician, and the Star. These are your biggest spiritual lessons. And this talks about how you view yourself, how you put yourself out there, how, especially when it comes to direction, your confidence on your direction, your confidence of making things happen. But it's interesting because these lessons are normally about your personal growth rather than something else. So I do feel like in your love life, whatever is not manifesting or whatever is being triggered, is going to be kind of pushed back to how you treat yourself and how you view yourself. Okay? All right, so let's go over to Cancer. All right, Cancer, we're going to see what's going on in your love life, okay? What's going on in Cancer's love life? Judgment reverse, okay? What's going on with Cancer's love life? Justice. What's going on in Cancer's love life? Ooh, this is heavy, Cancer. Judgment reverse, justice, and the Ten of Swords reverse. What I was getting was, I don't want to say a fragrance. A gift for the gander was good for the geese is good for the gander, something like that. But what I was getting with this was, it might not seem fair to somebody, but it's fair. I feel like there's a karma here, Cancer. Something was made right and is being made right, but for some reason, yeah, look, Two of Cups. It's not fair to somebody. You know what I mean? So let's see what's going on here. What is Judgment reverse in Cancer's love life? Page of Wands reversed. Ace of Cups. What's going on with the Judgment reverse in Cancer's love life? Star reversed. So yeah, someone doesn't feel chosen. Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Hermit. Somebody here could be tied into a legal situation with somebody or a marriage. And there's a feeling of wanting to start something new, something passionate. They have emotions here, but they feel like something is not going to manifest or to come into fruition. Because I feel what I'm seeing here, Cancer, is a judgment, right? It talks about making, accountabilities and truths and decisions, but it's reversed. And I'm seeing a new energy mixing in with a current energy. The current energy is broken, right? But the new energy feels like they cannot take action, but they can only feel. So I feel for some of you guys, Cancer, you could be talking to somebody here, maybe somebody new, but there's already an pre-existing situation going on. And so Judgment reverse is meaning, it talks about lack of accountability, spirit saying no to something, right? Somebody needing to do a review and then make a right choice. So with Justice being here, this is a very critical moment to be able to let go of what has weighed you down, right? Are we making right of the past, letting the past go and starting over again with each other, right? Or is let's get that Ten of Swords reverse in Cancer's love life. Ten of Swords reverse in Cancer's love life. Death in reverse. Yeah, rehashing the past. Rehashing the past, not letting something end with truth and the world. So this is telling me for some of you, somebody needs to make a choice in who they want to be with. What are you going to do about this existing connection? Are you going to let it go and start over on something new? Are you going to start new with each other? Because it does feel like something is rehashing itself. Something from the past is coming to light, to be able to bring truth behind it and to be able to have closure on the cycle, on how things are. So I do feel, Cancer, in your love life, there's truth coming in. And it's coming in through conversation, personal clarification, the feeling of wanting to do right by a situation, to do the right thing. And then there's a lot of reflection on what's broken, what's not working, how do I feel, my desires. I feel like I'm not getting what I want in my life. It's kind of feeling there's a lot of restriction here, and there's a feeling of, I need to do something right. Either we're going to restart this on the right foot, or I'm going to have to end something here to start on something else. Because I do see two people having a conversation, and they're quite on the same page. I just don't know if this is a completely new situation, right? Or if this is an old situation. Only you would know, Cancer. So let me get some T cards. We got divorce, broken relationship, lost connection, severed ties. That could be the Justice. Then we have Capricorn. This situation involves someone's ambition, their motives, their rank in society, achievements, accolades, and social class. Capricorn energy. Then we have Libra, 7th house. This situation involves someone's partnerships, marriage, business matters, could be enemies depending on the situation. And then we have caught in the act. Someone has been caught doing something they shouldn't. So there could be a third-party situation. Okay, like I said, it feels like a new energy mixed with an old energy. Okay. So I feel for you, Cancer, you know, with the spiritual lessons that are showing up, like the energies. Let me pull that out for you. We have the Hermit, which talks about reflection. You know, reflection, following your inner knowing, needing to think. The Star card, which talks about, you know, achievements, your wishes, your light, you're shining your light, healing, hope and faith and wish fulfillment, but that was in reverse, right? The World card, which talks about expansion, cycles closing, long distance, and then we have Death, again, cycles closing, change, what needs to end in order for a rebirth to happen, right? What do we need to let go of? Justice, which talks about making fair and balanced decisions, because it's a karmic, this is a karmic decision. So whatever decision you make, you will enter into a new cycle, and you'd have to be accepting of those consequences, okay? And then the Judgment, which talks about needing to see yourself in this situation, having accountability, life review, awakening, but again, another decision. So you have two cards, Cancer, that talks about making a major choice around change, and doesn't need to really think about this here, okay? Because you're either going to repeat something again, or you're going to start, you know, start something else. That's what it feels like. Confirmation. Let's go over to Scorpio. All right. 3716 for Scorpio. Scorpio, we're going to see what's going on in your love life, okay? Scorpio. What's going on in Scorpio's love life? Strength card, Two of Pentacles. What's going on with Scorpio's love life? Ace of Cups, Ten of Pentacles reversed. So this is a juggle between a new relationship and an existing relationship. Someone here is juggling. Okay. This tells me that somebody's already involved in a long-term relationship. It's broken, but they're still involved somehow. They could have children. But then I also see a new love coming in. I don't know if you know this yet, Scorpio, but there is a new love coming in. And there's going to be a decision, a very hard choice to make on what you want to do here. Fool card in reverse. Someone's going to be afraid to take a leap of faith in the new direction. Okay, hold on. Oof. Hold on, Scorpio. Okay. Four of Pentacles. What's going on in Scorpio's love life? High Priestess reverse, Scorpio's love life. Empress, Scorpio's love life. I also see a pregnancy here for some of you guys. I see a pregnancy for some of you. Empress and the Ace of Cups is usually indicative of a pregnancy, a new pregnancy. Maybe somebody's finding out that they're pregnant. I'm getting that as well. Or the cat's out the bag. Someone could be explaining that. And again, not going to resonate for all of you. But whatever this is, it's like, oh my God. Like, what am I going to do? That's how it feels. It almost feels like somebody could feel like they maybe made an impulsive choice. Yep, Page of Wands. They made an impulsive, passionate choice, and then they find out that they're pregnant, you know? One of those things. And I was like, what do I do? You know, bringing in another child into a broken situation. That's how it feels. The other way that I'm seeing this too, Scorpio, is that somebody has newfound feelings and they need to evaluate on what they were trying to do in this situation. Let's get that High Priestess in reverse. The Knight of Swords in reverse. There could be somebody trying to say something. Yep, trying to attack somebody here. See that? Somebody here is going to accuse somebody, attack somebody. Seven of Swords in reverse. The Secret comes out. The Lovers. Yep. Somebody could be finding out that there's a third-party situation. A lot of third-party situations are coming out, folks. You know, and if you look at it energetically, it almost feels like, okay, do you want to deal with the old person or the new person? You know? And for some of you, there was a one-night stand, and somebody's going to find out that they're pregnant. You know, they took haste action. They didn't have proper boundaries. And, you know, that's what it feels like. And now there's a pregnancy. And now someone's trying to figure out, what do I do? So regardless of pregnancy or not, it does feel like there's a new beginning, but there's already something existing. And somebody's trying to figure out what they're going to do here. Let's get some T cards. Gorgeous, which we see that with the Empress. So somebody here is beautiful, very beautiful. Then we have woke, being aware, knowing what's going on in the community or humanity. So somebody knows the truth. Cloud 9, always under herbal influence. Somebody could have been high. We have toxic ways. Somebody could have an addiction problem because now we have toxic ways in Cloud 9. Bad habits, addictions, can stay away from harmful substances. Let's get more. We have Libra energy. The situation involves someone's partnerships, marriage, business matters, could be enemies depending on the situation. Let's get more for Scorpio. We have mental prison. Someone who is trapped in their head may suffer from mental illness, self-limiting beliefs. And then lastly, Scorpio, we have talking good-ish. Oh, we also have third-party situation. Okay, so confirmation on that. People like what you got going on, talking about your achievements and accolades. So I don't know how that's going to resonate to you, Scorpio, but it does feel like love is coming in or a gift is coming in, and then it's like, what do I do with this? Okay, it does feel like some truths are coming to the surface. That's what it feels. And you know what? It's been feeling like that for a lot of the signs. Regardless if you know, third party or not, it's one of those you can run but you can't hide anymore. You know what I mean? All right, let's go to Pisces. Pisces, we're going to see what's going on in your love life. What's going on with Pisces' love life? First card is the strongest. The damn devil. Woof, Pisces. Star in reverse. Nine of Swords reversed. Emperor reversed. King of Wands reversed. There's an abusive situation here. Yep, abusive. Seven of Wands. Somebody here is always pushing boundaries. And this feels like somebody who's already in a long-term situation, possibly. So we have the devil, the star reversed. Somebody's light was taken by the devil. Somebody's light was taken by a very narcissistic, abusive, masculine energy who likes to be very defensive. They don't like to be questioned, but they behave in ways that are very unhealthy. And I feel like somebody here is tired of crying about this. Somebody feels trapped in a very unhealthy situation. And the issue that I'm seeing in this energy, Pisces, and again, this is not going to resonate for all of you, is that somebody here is in a distorted masculine energy. Okay? We have two cards that talk about control and domination. And then we have an aggressor with the King of Wands. So imagine somebody who cheats, who abuses, who's addicted to things, addicted to sex. You know, it's like somebody here is always acting a certain type of way and then they're very defensive. They don't appreciate the person that they're with either. So it kind of feels like this person has lost themselves into this connection. Let's see what's going on in Pisces' love life. Five of Wands. There's always fighting going on. Yeah. Look at this fighting energy. You know, like somebody always feels like they're having to fight for their life, fight for their position, you know. Let's get Jesus. So Pisces, you have an, this is not going to resonate for all of you, but there's an unhealthy connection here that needs to be handled with care. I want to say that because this is like an ongoing war. Let's get the devil in reverse. Devil in reverse when it comes to Pisces love life. Deranged. Look at this. Weird, strange, and twisted individual. Yeah, somebody here's, I'm going to say this with all due respect, sick in the head. Somebody's sick in the head. Let's get the Emperor in reverse. Jealous. Wants the one you're with, but there's jealousy here. So a masculine could be jealous of someone. Then we have King of Wands in reverse. We have Scorpio energy, and then off the grid. Says, this situation involves cycles, death and rebirth, someone's attitudes towards change, personal growth. Off the grid, being cooped up in their room, not socializing, being a hermit, not on social media. Let's get these Seven of Wands. Witchcraft. Oh my God. Someone could be using magic to get their way. Wow, look at that. Someone's fighting a spiritual battle. Spiritual battle. Someone's using manipulation tactics. So some people are, so Pisces, I don't know who's doing this, but someone's delving into magic. They're trying to trap somebody here, corner somebody, send demons to somebody. And it's interesting because it's hitting the star in reverse. So somebody here is like an earth angel, but it's almost like they've been compromised. Let's get the star in reverse. Talking good-ish. People like what you got going on, talking about your achievements and accolades. Somebody here is really, let's get the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Gemini energy. How one processes knowledge, rules communications, one's generosity and social life. But that's a Ten of Pentacles reverse. So that's a horrible social life. Let's get more on that Seven of Wands. Capricorn energy, which is funny because the devil, the deranged devil, that's Capricorn energy. And it's Capricorn over here. This situation involves someone's ambition, their motives, their rank in society, achievements, accolades, and social class. So somebody here is really, look, distorted feminine, fear of conflict, hypersensitive, rejection of rationality, too receptive, waiting for things to happen. This is crazy, Pisces. Somebody here is a little bit, I wanted to say nutty or cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Someone here could be a feminine acting in a masculine role, or this could be a masculine, like a, you know what I mean? But this definitely with the devil and the Ten of Pentacles, look, sabotage. With that devil, which is like monetary, Capricorn energy, status, in reverse, with the Ten of Pentacles, which would be status and community, in reverse, with the Emperor, which is usually the emperor with their kingdom, in reverse, and this fighting going on. You know, it's giving me strong jealousy around someone's path, someone trying to dim somebody's light, somebody trying to toss witchcraft. I mean, this is horrible, Pisces. You know what I mean? Like, someone is behaving in a very strong masculine energy, meaning they're taking a lot of action. Can I get, let's get, what's the T on this, Spirit? In Pisces love life? Carless. No car, repo, car issues. Yeah, somebody doesn't have stability here. No facts. Never has the facts. Makes shit up and lies. Yeah, somebody's very manipulative here, Pisces. Look, bad habits. Bad habits. Drugs, addictions, and toxicities. And we saw that with the King of Wands, the Emperor reversed, the Devil. Let's get to 3 more. We have kissing ass. We have wants you back, but this feels more like revenge to me. And then we have drama starter. You see what I'm saying? Look, drama starter. So somebody here has a really bad control problem, a really bad ego problem. It's very abusive in energy. And it does feel like it has to do with somebody's status. You know, this is competition here. And on top of that, spiritual warfare. I don't know how that's going to resonate to you, Pisces. You know, but yeah, that's what I see in your love life right now. A spiritual warfare going on. All right. All right, Pisces, that's for you. Let's get into Taurus. What's going on in Taurus's love life? What's going on with Taurus's love life? Hermit reversed, Knight of Pentacles reversed. What's going on with Taurus's love life? Nine of Wands reversed. What's going on with Taurus's love life? Two of Cups, Taurus's love life. Temperance, Taurus's love life. Somebody here wants to spin the block, Taurus. Six of Wands. Somebody here is coming back with pride. That's what it feels like. They want to have a conversation. I don't know if you've spoken to them already. Hermit reversed. Knight of Pentacles reversed. Nine of Wands reversed. Two of Cups. Temperance. The Six of Wands. I'm doing better now. Okay, I feel like somebody is definitely coming back to, I mean, this could have happened already with the conversation. Somebody wants to take their time and mend something here. There's a lot of pride. But somebody feels a little bit weak to someone here. I'm getting, I get so weak in the knees, I could hardly speak, I lose all control. Why is the Nine of Wands in reverse? Why is the Nine of Wands in reverse in Taurus's love life? Three of Cups. Yeah, it feels like somebody is willing to go on a date with somebody here. They're going to loosen the boundary. They want to go out. Because Three of Cups could be a celebration, a birthday, dating. Again, they're having conversation. They're taking their time. What's the Hermit reversed? The Moon card, yeah. This is very mysterious to me as well, Taurus. What's the Knight of Pentacles in reverse? The Empress, the gorgeous goddess. Who wouldn't want the Empress, right? But then the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So I don't see someone chasing. I see like they're just receiving. They're not putting in any actual effort, but they will entertain an emotional conversation. They may entertain something very casual. I don't think, Taurus, this is being rushed. There's a lot of pride in here. You know what I mean? So if somebody's like spinning the block, for example, I feel like somebody's going to entertain going on a date, to hear something out. And someone's coming in with the energy to succeed, to have victory over conflict, because they're feeling, they're feeling good about themselves. Yep, there it is, Page of Pentacles. They're feeling good about themselves. Okay, they're open to learning, they're open to gifting, they're open to paying, it feels like that, investing. All right, let's get some tea on this. What is the Hermit and the Moon for Taurus's love life? Ex-lover. So this is somebody you used to sleep with. Okay. We have eavesdropping. So somebody here has been spying, eavesdropping, a peeping Tom looking over someone's shoulder, listening to your private conversations. Then we have irresponsible, lack of accountability, careless about the consequences of their actions, can't rely on them. Confirmation. Then we have energy drainer. This person will drain you of your energy and everything you've got to give. So again, you're having somebody spin the block. You might celebrate. They might there might be a date, or there'll be a gathering of some sort. I feel like there's shared drinks here. Okay. Also, false twin flame. So this person is not the person you're meant to be with. Okay. And there's also toxic ways. Bad habits, addictions, can't stay away from harmful substances. Again, so Taurus, there is somebody here who has some bad habits. Okay. All right. So with the Temperance being here and the Moon and the Hermit, it's one of those, you have to see through the illusions, right? You have to see through the illusions of, or even your own feelings and your own fears. There's a need to maintain your level of self-love, not chasing, right? You are attracting, but what are you willing to nurture and grow? You know, what is that value to you? With the Temperance being here, this is talking about not rushing anything and keeping things in check and in balance. So I feel like Spirit is saying they don't want you to rush something here. You know, something here, you got to take your time with it, and maintain your loving energy, right? Because the Empress maintains her very loving energy. But when there is a lack of information or the feelings of fear, there's a need to make sure you reflect on what happened before, what could possibly happen again. It's one of those, okay? Okay, Taurus, I'm going to leave it there. Let's do Capricorn. So Capricorn, we're going to see what's going on in your love life, okay? What's going on in Capricorn's love life? What's going on in Capricorn's love life? What's going on in Capricorn's love life? Emperor reversed, Justice, Capricorn's love life. King of Wands reversed. We saw this energy in Pisces' reading. So either somebody has a Pisces placement or Capricorn placement, because I'm getting two cards of the same. There's somebody very abusive here. Yep, Judgment in reverse. Somebody, yeah, Spirit is saying you need to, somebody here needs to make a very intentional, smart choice. There's a very karmic pivotal point, because karma is going to be served. There it is. 5 of Swords, 2 of Wands. One more for Capricorn. 8 of Cups. So, okay, Justice was the very first card. Justice and the Judgment. Make the right choice. Somebody needs to, one, take accountability for the role that they played in this love situation, because somebody's not taking accountability. Somebody here is judging harshly as well. It's coming across in communication and how someone behaves in the connection. It feels like somebody here has ulterior motives as well. I feel like it's a bruised ego that's behaving and an issue with control. We have somebody here with the King of Swords and the 8 of Cups. So somebody here is coming in with some sort of truth and direction. Like they're coming in with purpose. But I feel like something is either being missed or misjudged in this situation. And Spirit is saying that this needs to be rebalanced in the proper way. There's a decision here. So somebody could be communicating. Let's get that Emperor in reverse. Sabotage. Yep, sabotaging an Earth Angel. Someone good and pure with honest intentions, kind-hearted, keeps it real, but then sabotage right next to it. And that's the Emperor in reverse. So somebody here is really trying to mess somebody up. Let's get the King of Wands in reverse. I feel like somebody's trying to be distracting. King of Wands in reverse, digging for gold. Marrying for money, not love. Wanting to spend all of their partner's cash. Gets into relationships for material things. So, you know, say again, it's very self-focused, like it's self-absorbed energy. That's what I feel. What's the 5 of Swords? Divination, spying. 5 of Swords is divination, spying. Someone is consulting the tarot to get information on you, getting readings on you, and asking a psychic. And I feel like if they're doing that, it's to one-up somebody here. Okay, again, this is, what in the heck? What's Judgment in reverse? Cloud 9. So there's addictions here. Always under herbal influence. And then we also have regret. Someone regrets what they did to you, how they treated you, how they contributed to the mess. So, yeah. Yep. This is some interesting energy, Capricorn. Yeah. Shit, I don't even know where to go with this. Let's talk about the spiritual lessons, I guess, because Judgment talks about accountability, making choices, you know, calling out the truth. Everybody gets called out, but in reverse, someone is not allowing the accountability to happen. They're just blaming. And then we have the Justice, which talks about the lesson of trying to do the right thing and feeling like somebody has to do the right thing to bring balance. But this is a very karmic turning point, because whatever someone does, they have to accept the decision. Okay, the Emperor in reverse, you know, that's a what do you call it, like a dictator, a narcissist kind of energy. Somebody's very controlling, overly controlling. Okay, doesn't really have stability either. And then you got the King of Wands in reverse, who will, you know, kill at all costs. You know, they'll step on anybody, step over anyone to get what they want. They can have addictive behaviors, aggressive behaviors, high ego, big arrogance, abusive. And then you got that Five of Swords, you know, the mind games, the distrust. So I feel like somebody here has ill intentions. I do. So I feel, Capricorn, you're going to be, when it comes to your love life, this is all about accountability, seeing the truth, and maintaining a level of proper control, you know, structure and discipline to what it is that you're setting out for in your love life. So if you're dealing with somebody that's really causing more harm than good, you really got to think about this, right? Okay. Taurus, Capricorn. What's the other earth sign? Virgo. So Virgo, we're going to go into your love life to see what's going on. What's going on in Virgo's love life? What's going on in Virgo's love life? Three of Wands. What's going on in Virgo's love life? Page of Pentacles. What's going on in Virgo's love life? Somebody wants to pay, invest. For some of you, there's a long distance or having to move for a connection here. What's the Wheel of Fortune in reverse for Virgo's love life? Queen of Cups. So somebody is in love with somebody here, or they have a lot of love for somebody, but it feels like somebody's emotionally detached, or they feel like they need to, the circumstances are against what this connection, and it could be a distance issue for some of you, or it could be that somebody feels emotionally detached and has their back turned while the other person still loves this person. Let's get what's going on in Virgo's love life. Seven of Cups in reverse. Somebody's seeing through the illusions. Queen of Pentacles. Death. Yeah, somebody's letting something go here. And the Six of Wands. This was a hard thing to do, Virgo, to let somebody go. It feels like someone is letting somebody go here. And for some of you, I feel like this has a lot to do with timing and circumstances outside of somebody's control. So I do feel like in your love life, Virgo, somebody has their back turned, but yet there's still an interest at the same time. Let me get that Page of Pentacles. Ten of Cups. And Magician. Somebody here still wants to make something happen. And it feels like they're trying to figure things out. I don't know if it has anything to do with money, resources, children, but it feels like somebody wants harmony in a connection, but it feels like it requires them to make a move, either a physical move or, let's see, what's the Eight of Cups in Virgo's reading? Yeah, leaving a situation behind. So this gives me, Virgo, that somebody could be already involved and somebody has to end something to do something else. And I feel like somebody's ending something here, something long term. They see the potential of long-term happiness in a new direction. Yep, Hierophant reverse. Yeah, this kind of feels like a marriage that's broken. So somebody could be ending a marriage or a long-term commitment here. And I'm also getting for some of you that somebody could be chasing their career. If it's not another love situation, career. But there's still love here. Yeah, look, Three of Swords reverse. Two of Pentacles. There's still love that somebody has. But I feel like somebody's looking at their personal stability and growth and achievements. All right. Yeah. All right, let's get some tea on this. What is the Magician, Page of Pentacles, and the Ten of Cups? What is the Page of Pentacles, Magician, and the Ten of Cups in Virgo's love life? Chillin'. Being really comfortable in life, not wanting to do the most, at ease and at peace with the world. Okay, let's get more. Let's get that Devil in reverse. Oopsie. What was that? Hold on. Sorry, Virgo. I gotta uncross my legs. Distorted Feminine with the Devil. Fear of conflict, hypersensitive, rejection of rationality, too receptive, waiting for things to happen is the Devil, Capricorn energy. Let's get the Hierophant reversed. No money, no talk, which is funny because Queen of Pentacles is about resources, which the Hierophant clarified that, and it says, not wanting to talk unless money is involved, hustling, getting to the bag at all costs. Let's get the Death. Lies being spread. Fake rumors have been going around about you or the situation. All lies, no facts. So somebody could be talking about this change or this ending, but someone's not telling the truth about what's really going on. They want to make themselves seem like the victor in the situation, but there's a lack of accountability here. Let's get the Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Cups. Talking good shit. People like what you got going on, talking about your achievements and accolades. Let's get more on the Queen of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune reverse. Libra energy. The situation involves someone's partnerships, marriage, business matters, could be enemies depending on the situation. So I do feel like somebody here is in a good place. You know, it's almost like they see opportunity. There's a feeling of moving forward to something else. Somebody, you know, I feel like there's still love here. But I feel like somebody's very focused on personal finances, career, options, and they're making a huge change to either move from where they are, to leave a long-term relationship, or to end something here. Okay? But I also still see that somebody is wanting to still invest into a situation that could maybe feel new. But the goal is to eventually bring harmony in with this person. So I feel like there's a new and an old energy here, Virgo. We have role model and finessing, being an inspiration to others, having positive recognition from a lot of people, finessing, smooth talking, persuading, or maneuvering something to your advantage. Yes, somebody here has, again, and this is that finessing, the Magician, right? They get what they want. So whatever this Magician wants, whatever they're trying to invest into, learn about, the goal is emotional happiness, whether something that they're achieving for themselves or something they're achieving with somebody else. And they're going to try to work on that. And that's going to require letting something go or moving away from something very unhealthy. You know what I'm saying? So it does feel like there's two separate energies. And I just saw lightning. So Virgo, I don't know how that's going to resonate to you, but let's talk about these lessons, right? Magician talks about manifesting new beginnings. You got the Hierophant that talks about values, going against the values, making your new values, or just being traditional, right? Death card talks about painful endings, new beginnings, what you're needing to let go of in order to achieve what you want. The Devil talks about addressing fears, unhealthy attachments, right? What are you walking away from? The Wheel of Fortune talks about sometimes things feeling outside of your control. Sometimes they are in your control, but what do you do about that? But also the Wheel of Fortune does talk about, because it's Jupiter energy, a lot of things start to expand. So you start to see a lot of the things that are just wrong. You know what I mean? So there is a lot about making changes in your life that doesn't allow you to feel so restricted in your love life, right? So that's what I have for you, Virgo. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.